Okay, so as you can see, the topic of today's video is the third index law. And funnily enough, the third index law is a special case of our second index law that we've already looked at. So if you remember our second index law, if we were going to divide these two things together, then we would go x to the power of 5, take 2, which would give us x to the power of 3. And we discussed it in the video about why this actually occurs. So if I look at a special case, what happens if I have x to the power of 4 over x to the power of 4? Well, that gives me x to the 4 take 4, and I need to know what that answers. Now, I could also write that, I suppose, if we get rid of that question mark, as x to the power of 0, because 4 take 4 is 0, but what does this answer? Now, today, hopefully, I'm going to explain why it answers the answer that it does. So let's have a look at this. So let's have a look at what's actually happening in this. So we've got x times x times x times x. Okay, so that's 4 x's, so x to the power of 4, or x times by itself 4 times. And of course, we've got the same on the bottom, x times x times x times x. Now, last video I asked you this question, what is x divided by x? And we got in the end to the fact that it's 1. That x goes into x 1 time, just like 2 divided by 2 is 1, because 2 goes into 2 only once. So, if x divided by x, so x divided by x is equal to 1, I'm just going to put that down there. And then, of course, I can go x divided by x here, so that's another 1. And then x divided by x here is another 1. And then last but not least, x divided by x gives me 1 again. So what is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? And of course the answer is 1. So what do we realise? That anything that's raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So what's the third law state? Well, basically x to the power of 0, or anything to the power of 0, is 1. Now, when we get up to coefficients, and I'm going to make another video which looks at more complex cases of the third law, but this was just a very basic introduction to how the third law works. It's a special case of your second law, and why x to the power of 0 actually equals to 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later.